Welcome back. Now, Parliament recognizes former President Jacob Zuma's uMkhonto Wesizwe party as the official opposition in the House. And while other parties have expressed concern around the MK party's inexperience for effective opposition, the party itself says it's a government in waiting and not just in opposition. Just how does this change the game for the GNU? Business Day's political editor Hajra Omarjee joins us with her take. Hajra, thanks so much for your time this afternoon, and let's start there by assessing the effectiveness of the MK party as the official opposition party in Pali.
So let me first say, it's not about whether me or you or our audience likes or dislikes Jacob Zuma. MK was incredibly effective, as was the EFF and as was COPE before it, because it was a protest vote against the ANC.
Yes.
And unless the lives of ordinary South Africans change significantly, we can expect MK to get good results in the next local government elections. Natasha Marion's an editor-at-large in the Arena Corporation, and she writes that MK will be sticking around as long as Jacob Zuma does. She points to their lack of effectiveness in a piece of in Business Day, the multiple chief whips they have in Parliament. I think they've had about 4 secretary generals as well. And she writes extensively on that. So go to Business Day and Google a proper analysis on MK. But I've known Duduzane and Duduzile, Zuma, his children, for almost 20 years now. And I think even beyond Jacob Zuma, I have always thought Duduzile has the potential to be a great youth leader in particular.
Okay.
I have listened to Jacob Zuma's speeches as head of MK, and it's not just about Zulu nationalism. It's about the disenfranchised, which remains the majority of South Africans. So we may not like, or you may not like Jacob Zuma, but the reality is, over the last 15 years, the working and the middle class, as well as the poor, have been made to pay for corruption and mismanagement of government spending. And the more pressure you put on us, the more we look for an alternative, be it COPE, the EFF, or MK.
So then, talking about the sustainability of the party as a whole, you are saying that it could live beyond even Jacob Zuma.
I think Duduzile has amazing leadership qualities. I do wish her father would give her a position in the party so she can stop being a troublemaker in chief, so to speak. And I've always thought that of her. I've known her for a long time, and I've covered her dad back when he was state president, even before then. It depends on whether the ANC gets its house in order.
Yeah.
It is a protest vote against the ANC. And since the 2021 local government elections, the ANC's 20 wards lighter. In the last 6 months, the ANC has not managed to hold an elective conference. I am told the ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbadula doesn't attend election meetings, for example. So, and if you look, it depends. If you look at the state of Johannesburg, the amount of potholes and robots that are down, it speaks to the quality of service we are getting from the ANC. And increasingly in the build-up to local government elections, I'm hearing that we cannot care about the ANC because the ANC does not care about us. We cannot continue to vote ANC. 1 in 3 voted ANC in the last local government elections. I expect that figure to drop. And the reason I'm mentioning Johannesburg is because the majority of South Africa's voting electorate are in your urban centres, which is Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal, and the Western Cape.
All right, with that being said then, all right, you mentioned that it doesn't matter what I think, it doesn't matter what you think. It's really about the everyday South African citizen at home. Is the everyday citizen at home not seeing the squabbles we are seeing within the MK party? Does that not raise concerns as well?
It's about the lived experience of South Africans. It's not a vote for MK. It is an anti-ANC protest vote, as we have seen before. The government of national unity needs to stop squabbling, perhaps meet once a month, stop the social media fights, and start to get things done.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed there has been an increase in the wages, for example, of public servants, civil servants. NUMSA has done particularly well in terms of the sectors that it represents above inflation increases. But is that enough to improve the public service and the experience that citizens receive on the front line of government? Number one. Number two, where I live, I have noticed the roads, the potholes are being fixed.
Yeah.
Where I shop, I have noticed the price of eggs this month, for the first time in 3 years, has gone down.
Yeah.
But it is not enough. And we need strong political leadership. We need a present President, Cyril Ramaphosa, in order for the GNU to be effective. If that does not happen, if the ANC drops to, say, the second or third largest party in Gauteng, or say the third or fourth largest party in KwaZulu-Natal, we could see the GNU being reshaped, because let's face it, the IFP is a lot closer to Jacob Zuma than it is to the ANC.
And with that being said, what do you then make of the MK party's motion of no confidence in President Ramaphosa?
President Ramaphosa needs to meet the GNU's leaders once a week. He's not meeting them once a month. And that is why we see the constant public battles. Investors and the public do not care about nuance. They care about the lived experience. They care about the headlines. And Ramaphosa is going to have to be a lot more hands-on in leading the GNU if it is to survive a generation. Right now, from speaking to other GNU leaders, I don't know if it will survive a year.
Hajra, really a tough pill to swallow, but thank you so much for your time and sharing those insights. That was Business Day's political editor, Hajra Omarjee.